My cat Greta is here today because I have a box. So of course the cat heard there was an unboxing and was like, I want in on this too. As promised in my video on Wednesday, we are unboxing a brand new Chanel bag that I just got. And of course my cat is down here just off camera rubbing her face all over this box. There's her little tail. And so I had a Chanel jumbo flap. I did a video on Wednesday saying that I sold it and all the reasons why. Basically what it came down to was I bought the jumbo, which is the large size of that bag. It's great for an everyday bag, but it's not great as a special occasion bag, which was how I was using my Chanel bag. I sold it, and this is the bag I bought instead. I purchased it off of Rebag. It came in this box just like this. I just removed my address from the shipping label. So let's open it up. I'll show you what I got first, and then we'll talk about it. Here is the box. It came just like this with just some tissue paper and bubble wrap. I was a bit disappointed with how it was wrapped from Rebag. Okay, here I'm gonna put that box over there for my cat to play with. And so I got this from Rebag. I've sold to Rebag before, but I've never purchased anything from them. This was my first purchase. It was in a box, no bells and whistles, and there was not even any paperwork with the bag. There was no packing slip, no receipt, no invoice, which I thought was a little strange. I don't know if Rebag doesn't normally include that information, but I don't know. It was okay. It wasn't like a party in a box when you order from Fashion File. So it was in this Rebag dust bag. I did open it up. I inspected the bag. I had it authenticated and I just rewrapped it for this video. And then it was in this lovely plastic bag, which I really appreciated. So if the box got stuck in any inclement weather, hopefully the plastic would protect the bag. And it's in this Chanel dust bag. The bag came with the authenticity card and the dust bag, and it is the mini reissue. The way I wrapped this bag back up was exactly how I received it. The chain was not secured at all. It was just out floating around in the dust bag. So again, the packaging wasn't really that great for a Chanel handbag. I would expect the chain to be wrapped up and secured with the bag. It did give me a little bit of anxiety when I rewrapped it and put it in the dust bag with the chain out because I could just hear the chain floating around. But anyway, I got the mini reissue. I had the Chanel Classic flap, but as I said in my previous video, I came to the conclusion that the Jumbo Classic flap was just not the right bag for me. I went with the reissue instead. And again, this is in the mini size, so it takes care of all the cons I had with the jumbo. It's much smaller. The chain drop is much more manageable. On the jumbo flap, the chain drop was just a little bit too long for me. The mini also has a single flap. I said in my previous video that I found the double flap to be more annoying to use than I initially thought it would be. And the big reason why I think this will work better for me is because I wanted to use my Chanel Classic flap as an occasion bag, going out on a date with my husband, to a wedding, or some event in the evening. I wanted to carry my Chanel bag, but the jumbo size was way too big. So this mini reissue takes care of that. This is a great size for special occasions, date nights, when I don't need to carry a lot with me. This will comfortably fit my phone, a very small slim wallet or a card holder, my keys, and a little bit of makeup like a tube of lipstick. That's really all I need when I go out for a date or say to a wedding. I asked people to guess on my last video what they thought I got instead of the Chanel Classic, and a few people guessed the Chanel 19, and that is a great guess because I do love that bag. and it would make a great everyday bag, but I knew I wanted one that I could use for special occasions. I have a lot of everyday bags, especially from Louis Vuitton, that I use every day that work great for my day-to-day life, but I don't really have a lot of special occasion bags, and especially for something like Chanel, I wanted to use for special occasions, so that is why I went with the mini reissue. I thought that I might have been going too far from one extreme to the other, going from a jumbo size to a mini. So that was my biggest worry with this bag, because I wanted to make sure it could still fit everything I carried, even on a date night, and I wanted to make sure that this size wouldn't be too small on my frame. I am not a petite person. I'm 5 feet 8 inches tall, so I'm a little bit on the taller side. I thought that this might be a little too small on me, but big shout out to my dear friend Megan. She's also on YouTube. Her channel is Train Girl Megan. I'll link to her below. She actually has this same exact bag. So we got together one day for lunch and she brought this bag with her. I got to try it on. I got to play around with it. I got to put my things inside the bag. And even though I could do all of that at a Chanel store, I really appreciated her bringing her bag for me to play around with, because it's great getting to talk to someone who's owned this bag, and she's had this for a few years. So hearing from her what she liked about it, what she didn't like, is a little more helpful than going to the Chanel store. So here's the inside, and this is in great condition. Like the reissue normally, there's a slip pocket as well as a zip pocket in the back. This bag is from 2020. It's a 29 series, so it does come with the authenticity card. And that is everything. I'll give you a couple close-ups. The bag is in really great shape, not a ton of wear. It has the classic quilted design with the brushed gold hardware. And there's a close-up of the lock. I apologize if my light is washing out the hardware a little bit. So I ended up getting this from Rebag. I was undecided if I wanted to purchase this from the boutique. It currently retails for $4,900 at the Chanel boutique, or if I wanted to buy it pre-loved. So I decided that I would just keep an eye out on the major resale sites, Fashionphile, Rebag, as well as a few of the other smaller independent resellers that I follow. And if one popped up in excellent condition for a below retail price, then I would purchase it. If not, then when I eventually had time to go out to a Chanel boutique, I would go out and buy one, or at least try to buy one from the boutique if there were any available. So I was looking for a few weeks when I saw this pop up on Rebag. This was priced at $4,400 on Rebag. However, I had an additional $400 off using Rebag credit and coupons that I had available. So that brought the price down to $4,000 even, plus tax. So I basically saved $900 off of the retail price of $4,900 plus tax. So I was very happy with that price. Again, this is from 2020, so it's pretty new. It's in great condition. I was also comfortable buying from Rebag because they have a 7-day return policy, so I knew that I could purchase this bag. I would have 7 days to look at it, inspect the bag, make sure that it was in the condition that I wanted. Plus, I had enough time to send photos of this bag to ZEKO and have her authenticate the bag. I'm sure if you're into Chanel, you're familiar with ZEKO'S authentication. She's one of the premier Chanel authenticators. I've worked with her before, and in my previous video, I actually talked about my experience selling my Chanel jumbo flap with her. I used her concierge service called Sell My Bag. So if you're interested in that, watch my previous video. I will have it linked below. So that was how I ended up purchasing this from Rebag, and I ended up buying this and selling my Chanel jumbo flap at the same exact time. This all happened the same week, so I was really lucky that everything worked out that way. Even though the Chanel jumbo flap didn't work out for me, I don't regret buying it because I learned a lot about what works for me and what doesn't work for me, and I was also able to sell it for a profit. So I am happy that I had that experience of owning it and Financially, it was also a great decision for me, and I'm really happy with this. My husband and I are going to a wedding in June, and I'm really looking forward to wearing this bag. I will do a couple mod shots now. I will also show you what fits. I'm not going to do a full review at this time because I just got the bag. There's also a lot of other review videos on the Chanel Mini online already, but if you have any specific questions about this bag, feel free to comment below, let me know, and I can always follow up with a review video in the future. I really hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to come back every Wednesday and Friday for new videos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.